1, 2, 3.
Blazers!
Even Potter. Davis hammers it down. Trujillo.
Yes, sir!
Oh, wow!
Welcome to Trailblazer Tip-Off.
Let's go!
And welcome inside Burns Arena. One final time for this basketball season. The final regular season game in the Western Athletic Conference, final home game for the Trailblazers. Utah Valley in town, the old Hammer rivalry, round 3 this season. Hi there, everybody. Rod Zundel and Mike Olson. Glad to have you aboard tonight for the old Hammer rivalry. Mike, rivals, they go all the way back to early 1970s when these two played each other as members of the junior college ranks.
Awesome history, great basketball games, awesome environments. Anytime you play either in Orem or here in St. George, you can expect to get the best out of both these programs.
A couple weeks ago, we thought this might be for the WAC regular season title, but it's not. Utah Valley has clinched at least a share, and the Trailblazers, they have locked in the 3rd seed for the WAC tournament next week. They will play next Thursday night in Las Vegas in the quarterfinals, 9:30 Utah time against the winner of Tarleton State and Abilene Christian. They will play on Wednesday night. But right now, let's go down to the floor and listen in to public address announcer Ed Rogers as the Trailblazers honoring 5 seniors and managers here as they will be playing and participating in the arena for the final time in their collegiate careers.
Lastly, escorted by his friend Zosha Kloska and Mason Story, Jen Shimatami.
Right now, the managers being introduced.
And now for your Utah Tech men's basketball seniors. Being escorted by his mother Tiana and sister Halo, a 6'7" guard from Atlanta, Georgia, number 4, Juice-On, Juice Holt. Juice has spent 1 season as a Trailblazer, playing in 30 games while making 26 starts, and has also made stops at Alabama, Georgia, and Kennesaw State. He has scored in double figures 19 times this season, including a career-high 28 points last week against Southern Utah. He also sits second in the single-game assists column with his 12-assist game against Southern Utah on January 24th. Juice has played in 101 career games, scored 566 points, grabbed 346 rebounds, and dished out 141 assists, nabbed 74 steals. Fans, give it up for number 4, Juice Holt. Being escorted by his mentors, Blair and Nicole Fry. From Midland, Texas, a 6'7" forward, number 52, Dario Domingos. Dario is in his first season as a Trailblazer after spending time at UT Permian Basin, Tarleton State, UT Arlington, and New Mexico Junior College. Playing in 24 games for the Trailblazers this season, Dario has scored 116 points, grabbed 48 rebounds, including a season-high 12 points in a double overtime win over UT Arlington on February 5th. Also finished in double figures in 2 more games. In his collegiate career, Dario has played in 100 games, scoring 642 points, grabbing 308 rebounds. Fans, give it up for number 52, Dario Domingos. Being escorted by his parents, John and Debbie, and sisters Avery and Cheryl from Leeton, Utah, 6'8" forward, number 35, Ethan Porter. Ethan is a 1-year Trailblazer who spent his first 3 seasons at Utah Valley. In 31 games this season, Ethan has set single-season program records for points with 494 and field goals made with 198, and his 245 rebounds are the 5th most in a season. Earning 4 WAC Player of the Week honors, Ethan has scored in double figures in 26 contests and tallied 6 double-doubles. Playing in 111 career collegiate games, Ethan has scored 953 points, grabbed 538 rebounds, and tallied 72 blocks. Fans, give it up for number 35, Ethan Potter. Being escorted by his parents, Jeremy and Tracy, and siblings Bailey, Annie, Colin, and Cameron from Rigby, Idaho, 6'5" guard, number 13, Britton Barrett. Britton has spent the last 2 seasons as a Trailblazer after spending his first 2 seasons in the College of Southern Idaho. in 54 career games as a Trailblazer. Britton has made 14 starts, scored 236 points, grabbed 101 rebounds, and dished out 53 assists, scoring a career high 17 points in Santa Clara earlier this season. Britton has scored in double figures in 8 career contests and played at a career best 37 minutes in a home win over Abilene Christian on February 26th. Fans give it up for number 13, Britton Barrett. And our final senior being escorted by his godmother, Miss Julie Devon, mentors Kyle and Andrea Gold, and girlfriend Zoria Hurd. 6'8" forward from Lagos, Nigeria, number 23, Samuel Toby Aribi. Toby joined the Trailblazers last season after spending his first 3 seasons in Washington. In 58 career games as a Trailblazer, Toby has made 26 starts while scoring 309 points and grabbing 215 rebounds. A defensive force, Toby has recorded 48 blocks at Utah Tech, which ranks 7th all-time on the career list, and his 44 blocks last season are the 6th most in a single season in program history. Fans, give it up for number 23, Toby Aribi. Fans, give it up, show us some love one more time for your Utah Tech men's basketball seniors.
All right, the senior ceremony for the 5 seniors playing in their final home game tonight against arch rival Utah Valley University, being honored here before we get rolling in the Old Hammer rivalry. Ethan Potter, of course, played for Utah Valley for 3 seasons before transferring here before the beginning of this season. So what a appropriate way for him to finish off his home college career against his former team. So Trailblazers will open up the Western Athletic Conference tournament next Thursday night, 9:30 Utah time. They're the 3rd seed. No matter what happens tonight, they will play the winner of Tarleton State and Abilene Christian. Those two will play a night earlier on Wednesday. And then if the Trailblazers can get past that game, they'll move into the semifinals game against California Baptist. The Lancers, they are locked in the 2nd seed. They're playing in Cedar City tonight. And then Utah Valley, they're locked in as the number 1 seed. And if Utah Valley wins tonight, they will win the WAC title outright. If they lose and California Baptist wins in Cedar City tonight, then they'll share the conference championship. So there you see the seniors, the 5 seniors with their jerseys. And now the ceremony's over, then get back to business. So this is the 3rd meeting between Utah Valley and Utah Tech this season. In the first meeting back in early January in Orem, Utah Valley beat the Trailblazers by 16. However, that game was much closer till about midway through the second half when Utah Tech kind of fell apart and lost their composure a little bit. But then back on February 12th here in Burns Arena, Utah Tech got the win, 81-77 over Utah Valley, and the Trailblazers trying to make it 2 straight wins as Mike Olson joins us now, and we're just talking about this is the 3rd meeting in the Old Hammer rivalry this season. They split the first 2 on each other's home floor. This is the rubber match. No bearing on the seedings, but the Trailblazers can get to 19 wins if they get a win tonight and claim that they beat the top team in the conference twice.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we would hope that we would talk about tonight, seeding being one of them. But there's a lot of other things that are important. This is the last meeting, right? This is the end of the Western Athletic Conference. No more Old Hammer rivalry on an annual year. And when you look at both teams are fighting for momentum. Not a seed, it's momentum. It doesn't matter what seed you have if you've lost momentum going into March. So both teams looking to find the right chemistry to get some momentum.
Utah Tech, of course, coming off a tough loss Saturday night in Cedar City to the T-Birds by 14. And, Mike, in that game, I look back at the whole conference schedule and only 2 games where Trailblazers were uninvolved. Yeah. That one and then the UT Arlington game in Arlington, Texas about 3 weeks ago. Those are really the only 2 games where they were really out of it and just seemed like they were running in mud. Everything else, they gave themselves a chance.
Yeah, and it's those statistics, right? I mean, the stats were there, but sometimes the effort just didn't click. The chemistry just wasn't happening. So the nights that the Trailblazers can put those 2 together, they're pretty tough to beat.
And we'll hear from head coach John Judkins in just a couple of minutes, and he will kind of explain what he wants to accomplish tonight when there's no seating on the line. You can't move up or down according to the WAC tournament. But this is a fun rivalry, Old Hammer rivalry. It's always close. I've had an overtime win here, lost last year, overtime win here before. So this is the third meeting. Let's go back to February 12th in this building. Trailblazers built a 17-point halftime lead. They led by 20-plus in the first half and to hang on for dear life to get the win. Let's go back in the sounds of the game in our last meeting of the Old Hammer rivalry against Utah Valley. It's the Old Hammer rivalry. Longtime in-state rivals battling out in the chase for a WAC regular season title. You cannot oversell the importance of this matchup. The Old Hammer rivalry, in-state rivals underway to Tanner Davis from Noah Belonga. That leaves Belonga open. And Tanner Davis comes away with a steal. Belonga does, and busts another one from distance. Britton Barrett busts a three. Underneath to Potter. Trujillo takes it inside. Up and in. He'll try a three. Got that one. Belonga. Yes! Noah Belonga. Dario Domingo, the freight train. Holt with the putback. Oh, wow! And Juice Holt gets the rebound. Time runs out. The Old Hammer rivalry. Round two goes to Utah Tech, 81-77. And Mike, it'll be interesting to see how both coaches play tonight's game, where you can't move up or down in the seedings. But Utah Valley, Todd Phillips, coach, says we play to win. That's all fine and good, but you don't want to risk injury and you don't want to wear your guys out.
Yeah, I feel like he needs to finish that sentence. Both coaches, you play to win in March, right? And when you get to the tournament, I mean, tonight you're looking at minutes. You're looking at keeping guys fresh, because next week's a big week, and you've got to go into that all ready to go.
All right, we'll hear from head coach John Judkins coming up, but first we'll take a break. When we come back, we will get you ready for tip-off Utah Valley, Utah Tech, the Old Hammer rivalry, round 3 for this season.
Welcome to Utah Tech University. From classrooms to cliffs and lectures to lakes. Here, we celebrate active learning, active life. Our Trailblazers learn by doing, are career ready, and solve real problems with real partners to meet community needs. Here, students get the full college experience and choose from 300 affordable academic programs. All in one of the most stunning destinations on Earth. With this as your backyard, life is just as active as your education. Come experience active learning, active life at Utah Tech University.
Back here on Trailblazer Tip-Off, getting you ready for the Old Hammer rivalry round 3 this season. The final regular season game in the Western Athletic Conference tournament ever for Utah Tech, as they'll be going to the Big Sky next year. The final home game for the Trailblazers this year, and the final game at home for 5 Trailblazer seniors. Time now to get the final word with head coach John Judkins, as kind of a unique situation where you can't move up or down in the seedings. So how's he going to play tonight's game?
Well, Coach, you know where you're at. You're the 3rd seed. You're going to play Thursday night in Las Vegas, the 9:30 game. Is that going to have any effect on the way you approach tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, we were hoping to change. We were hoping we were playing for a title, but Utah Valley won up there at Cedar on Thursday. So congratulations to them. That's a big thing. So for us, we got some guys banged up, and so maybe they won't play, or maybe not play as much, since we can't really move up or down no matter what happens on this game. So what I want to do now, Rod, is I just want to play the best we can, win or lose, just play the best we can go and get ready for the tournament. And that's what we're trying to do, is maybe we try some different things, maybe we try different kind of combinations, just see what we feel is going to work. But it's still going to be a fun game. It's a rival game, Rod. It's still a big rival game, and we want to win, try to beat Utah Valley again here.
Is there one aspect that you would like to see that to improve on tonight to get you ready for the tournament?
Well, we got to do a better job rebounding. That's always been our Achilles heel, is we got to do a better job defensive rebounding and offensive rebound. We got to get those more possessions. So that's something that we're gonna preach to them. Utah Valley does a really good job of crashing the offensive glass. Sometimes they even send 5 guys at a time. So we got to do a good job of working on that. But also that prepares us for the WAC tournament, because everybody in the WAC tournament is going to crash. Now it's your one game guaranteed, and you don't know if you're going to play on tomorrow or not. So that's going to be a big part of it.
Senior night is different nowadays. They're not here all 4 years, but you're going to say goodbye to some seniors that have really had an impact in the short time they've been here.
Yeah, we got 5. We got 5 seniors that are done. That we know that they're done, and that it's tough. It's tough to see them go. Again, we've only had 2. We had 3 of the 5 have only been here the 1 year, and then the 2 have been here 2 years. So it's you're going to see this a lot with now more with the transfer portal, one and done, kind of a like thing. But sure love these seniors, and we want to end this home stretch for them and play the best we can, and hopefully they do as well.
All right, Mike, in your opinion, Coach kind of talked about it, but do you think that he's going to go all the way to the end of his bench and not let anybody play over 30 tonight?
I think there's a number there. I don't know if it's 30, but I think he's definitely watching minutes, and he's watching those guys to see where they're at. He doesn't want them to be stale, but he wants them to stay fresh.
Utah Valley will be without one of their main players, Tyler Hendricks. He's out on concussion protocol. He's one of the top players in the nation when it comes to three-point percentage. All right, we are going to take a listen to the national anthem, and then we'll have the tip-off, Utah Tech and Utah Valley. You can watch the game on ESPN Plus or listen to it on The Fan with Devin Dixon. Utah Tech, Utah Valley, Old Hammer rivalry. Tip-off coming up after the national anthem.